In the previous episode, we defeated the Lich and got this really cool armor. I love it. I love it so much. In today's episode, we're going to try Plantera. May not kill Plantera, but we're going to try it. And I'm going to be really tired as we do so. I'm like in the middle of falling asleep at my desk. Like that's how tired I am tonight. So, gotta be a short one so I could just go to bed. I do have a follow-up story for you guys, though. I mentioned, I believe in the previous episode or the one before that I burned the back of my fingers on my right hand. More life fruit. I don't think I need any more life fruit. Something to consider. Anyway, so I had burned the fingers on the back of my right hand. And I went to go take a shower tonight, right? But I had to watch my toddler as I was taking a shower. So basically just open up my phone. Like, I don't want her like getting into things in the bathroom, like jumping up on the sink area and getting like scissors or anything like that. So it's like, cool. I'm just going to open up my phone, let you watch something. So she started watching Toy Story 2. She was having a great time. Now, because I was taking a shower with a severely burned, finger, I grabbed one of the gloves that I use for 3D printing, which basically just a nitrile glove, forgot how it's pronounced. Stuff like they use in like a doctor's office, and just put that on my hand. And then to keep the water out of it, even though it's a fairly tight fit on the glove, I grabbed a rubber band and just wrapped it around my wrist. And it was like perfect. Like it keeps my hand dry, so I'm not having to worry about it. Also keeps the heat off of the back of the hand because, oh my goodness, hot water hurts so bad. And so I put it on. My little girl's just watching her movie. She's just enjoying it. Like, I get maybe 2 or 3 minutes into my shower, and she looks up, and she sees me with my weird glove on, and she goes, "You're really weird, Dada." I've never been more proud of her in my life. It was so funny. It cracked me up. She just called me out. I was like, yeah, I can't argue with it. I am fairly weird, but you know what? I have to do it. Got to keep my hand dry. Okay, I think I've collected enough chlorophyte here, so that way we can make bars. Because I need enough bars to make a summon. I'm not gonna go looking for any of the what is the summon called? Plantera fruit. Okay. See, I looked this up beforehand. Fruit. There it is. Cool. Moonglow. Why does it say I don't have enough? I obviously, oh man, it's doing that stupid thing again when I switch between Calamity and Thorium. It's really annoying. I wish it would stop doing that, where it's like splitting stacks. Can I, oh, it is a material. This makes what? Death fruit. Left click to decrease the amount of life crystals or life fruit you have. That's interesting. No, we're gonna give this to the chef, because I feel like he would like one of them. If I can get a few more of those, then we can use those for getting whatever he's gonna give us for food. I feel pretty happy with our current loadout. I can always swap to soul bombs during this fight, and I've also got tomahawks. Maybe those will be nice. I think the tomahawks actually would probably be quite good for this fight. I'm curious how good this soul cleaver is going to be. I probably should put it on 1 on my bar, but we'll just leave it at 4, 5, and 6 for this fight. All right, here we go. Let's do it. And let's not suck. That was actually a terrible time to summon it with the archer there. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Now that I'm actually... Okay, so it's... The defense reducing effect is just ichor. That's all it is. It's the same color even. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. What if I try this one? I have a feeling that this weapon can be really good here. The tomahawks. Because Plantera moves pretty slow, honestly. And if you manage to just sit there and like hit multiple times with a single axe, I feel like it's pretty good. So I'm gonna try it. What is she doing? Hey, you can't do that. You can't move up. You can't force me to come to you. That's no fair. It's learning. It's becoming sentient. Speaking of, I don't use AI at all, like chat AI stuff, and I probably should. I know there's some YouTubers that use it to like go and optimize their like video titles and ideas and whatnot. And it's like that just kind of takes the fun out of it for me. But I did have a predicament the other day. I was like, I am looking for a video. Oh, you know what? Does this pierce? It does. Oh, isn't that nice? Let's not get hit by everything then. Okay, what about this weapon? Because this is the one that, yeah, this is the one I'm a little bit more interested in for this boss fight. Oh my goodness, if I can actually get out of this death spiral that I'm in. I cannot get off of them. Yikes. Yeah, this weapon does the piercing kind of thing. Oh my goodness, not again. I got stuck. There was no way to do it. That's really annoying. I need to move a little bit better in this fight. And I think maybe soul bombs I should have swapped to and see how that goes as well. Anyways, I had a predicament. I was looking for a YouTube video. Basically, I went on my vacation recently. Loved my vacation. And I went on the Tron Light Cycle roller coaster at the Magic Kingdom. I was remembering that there was a podcast episode, like a video podcast, that I watched, I don't know, maybe like 3 or 4 months ago. Like it wasn't too long ago that the hosts on it discussed that particular ride and also Rise of the Resistance, which was an amazing experience at Disney World. And I wanted to hear them talk about it because I remember they started talking about it when I was watching that particular podcast. And I was like, no, don't like this, right? Like, I want to watch this after I've gone on the ride because I want to see, what their experience is without spoiling it. So I was like, I'm going to come back to it. So I was like, finally, I went on the ride. Now I can come back to it, right? And so I'm having a hard time here with this little guy. There we go. Now I can focus. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back. I'm going to watch it. Couldn't find it at all. I went through like the last 6 months of this backlog, and I was like, I cannot find these people talking about this thing. It's not in any of these episodes. And then I had a brilliant idea. It's like, I'm going to ask GPT. I was like, are you if you're ever going to run into a situation where you're going to use AI for your advantage, it's like, why not help you find something? Right? Like, I'm trying to find this thing on the internet. You aggregate data. You should be able to find this, especially because a lot of YouTubers have transcripts, especially like podcast things, where people could read the transcript, but it also has the closed captions. So I'm like, it's perfect. Obviously, they're going to have that, and I'm going to be able to find it this way. Or at least that's what the thought process was, right? So now you're on board with that. I go to ChatGPT, and I'm like, hey, I'm looking for this specific podcast episode of this podcast where the hosts talk about riding Rise of the Resistance. And it was like, oh yeah, no, totally. It's on this one episode. The host talks about it in this spot on the video. And I was like, okay, cool. Now it can't provide me with a link because ChatGPT doesn't provide links, but it was like it was telling me which episode it was on. I was like, cool, can you tell me when in the episode it is on? Gave me nothing. It was just absolutely stonewalling me. I was like, what? Like, I don't understand. It's like, I can't tell you that information. Okay, that's fine. It's kind of weird, but it's fine. Because it's worked, before. There was one other time where I tested it on one of my own videos, and sure enough, it worked. Sure enough, I die again to this boss fight because I'm talking too much. And it just wasn't giving me the information. And then it just started lying to me. It was just like, it was saying it was like episode 134 or something like that. It's like, okay. So I go to that episode. It's not there. I was like, so I asked chat GPT again. That was not correct. Can you specify which episode it is? And then it changed. It was like, went from like the 130 something to, it was like, oh yeah, no, it was 264. Like, what? Like, that's pretty off. I was thinking, well, maybe it's got something going on with like the information, and maybe they talked about it on multiple episodes and that's what's going on. No, just was totally wrong on all fronts. It was not giving me the information I needed at all. It was getting really frustrating. I spent like an hour and a half trying to find this video and I still have not found it. So at that point, like, AI should be more useful, right? It should be able to help us find a stupid video that we want to watch, and it didn't. It didn't help me at all. In fact, it actively lied to me and told me it was telling the truth and then changed its answers. And in reality, if you ever wanted to know what it's like to be a parent, that's it. That's it right there. Come on, I was so close. I'm really struggling on this boss fight because my damage is so pooey compared to all of the other classes at this point in the game. And you know what? I'm going to be perfectly honest. This armor set is garbage. Let's go hallowed and grab this back. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm like, man, this doesn't feel great. I feel like the hallowed stuff is just a bit better. I mean, it's not like we're gaining much more defense with the other one, and the other one's not really giving us an effect on this fight because it's, you get the bonuses on the ground after you've killed an enemy, right? But that just isn't happening very often in a boss fight. So it's just not working for me. I'm not feeling it. Try this again. See how this one goes. Oh, I can't believe it. We did it. We died, but we did it. Oh, I hate this boss. The luster of the thrower is wearing off on me. Let's put this back on. I feel like the hallowed set is kind of what carried it there. No, I want this in my stash. Thank you very much. I think the hallowed set kind of carried us a little bit because I was taking a lot less damage due to the effect thingy-majig. I don't remember the name of it. However, I will also say that it did feel a little, if I'm being fair to the damage, that it was kind of the same, right? So really, did it really matter? We're all just kind of doing the same thing. And that's the problem, isn't it? Like, by the time you defeat the mechanical bosses, you get the hallowed stuff. Hallowed stuff is great, as it turns out. By the time you defeat Plantera, you know, at this point, you've killed Lich. And if you've killed the Lich, you should have some pretty rockin' stuff as a thrower, but you just don't. You just don't. It's the same as running the stuff from the previous boss, so it's just not great. Although we got Bloom Weave. Come on, fly up, please. We need to put the Plantera relic down. After this one, we got Golem. That'll be interesting. I have a feeling I'm probably going to struggle on Golem with this particular class setup. We got a Bud Bomb. Grows into repelling flower upon hitting a tile. Oh, interesting. All right, that'll be an interesting weapon to test out. And we got the jungle key, or the temple key rather. We got the axe. And what's Bloom Weave? What are we gonna make with that? This is a bard thing. Oh, right. Yeah, I remember the maw. It was okay. It was okay. All right, let's pop this stuff in here. We got really nothing that we could use. So now, you know, we're doubling up on being in the exact same position as before with Plantera, where our damage doesn't feel great. Maybe it'll be better on Golem, especially with the Soul Cleaver. Maybe the damage, what is it called? Oh my goodness, my brain, I'm telling you, I'm so tired. The enemy defense, right? The reduction on that might be pretty good on Golem, but I don't think it will be. We're at the point in this playthrough. I'm just like, I'm not finding any. Like, I thought the set was gonna be really cool, but it's just not as good as it should be, which leaves me really disappointed. Which is unfortunate because I'm having a lot of fun playing Terraria. I just dread getting on to play the thrower at this point because it's not giving me anything new that feels exciting. And when it does give me something that I thought would be exciting, it's totally not. It's actually kind of a boring setup that isn't much different than what we were just running a boss before. But honestly, it's kind of weaker in some cases, you know, as opposed to the you're not trading off like high offense for high defense by switching between the Hallowed Armor and the Lich Armor. It just is kind of like the Hallowed Armor has higher defense and the Lich Armor just doesn't really do anything for bosses because you have to be killing things in order to get the fragments, and then that would increase your movement speed and your throwing. Maybe killing the little Plantera things were counting for it, but I never noticed any of the fragments out, so that's a bit of a problem.